GYMDAD Fitness. Today with me we have our third product from the masscapapp.com. This is the Masscast. This is Mindbender High Stim Pre-Workout. This is a strawberry vanilla pre. And if you're with me, we hit up Speed Force first. I mean, look at these bottles. Freaking beautiful. I love the trippy designs, the uniqueness of them. They go a little more hardcore with this one. These are more the trippy ones, and then they go a little hardcore with this one. Got St. Michael the Archangel looking guy looking ready to take on the demons and underworld. But today we have the Mindbender, and this is another high stim pre, another one of these ones with some fun stuff ingredients in it. Brand new tub here. I actually pre-screwed the lid after last situation where I couldn't get the damn thing open. Looked like a little pansy on a workout supplement channel. Can't have that. Got to show me like smashing the bottle open. But like I said, we got strawberry vanilla. So I love all the uniqueness of all their flavors so far. It's really refreshing to see the variation. Let's just go and crank it up a notch here and get away from just the classic. You don't even really see that much strawberries, to be honest. Just strawberry standalone. But let's see what we got here in the grammage. This thing comes in at one scoop at 23.5 grams. That's a shit ton of grammage. Scale's acting up. The flavor system. And so I wanted to make sure I had plenty of water in it, but I guess we'll just be getting another strong flavor, I imagine. But huge scooper, straight soup can of a scoop. Reminds me of like the Cage Muscle scoopers, the looks of that thing. But the other two came in a little light, so we'll do a flat level just to see where we come in at. And that one came out at 27.38. So I always like to do it another time just on the cap. I always put the water in first. I probably should fill it up after, but we'll do it on the cap just to see. I'll get that scoop again. Nice one level. 26.86. So this one actually comes in on the other end, a little on the thicker side. So just be wary of that. But for me, I'm gonna go and shoot it back. If this was like an Alpha Yo heavy pre, we'll jump into the label, but there's nothing on this that like screams to me that like beware. You know, there's this one should be smooth vibes and nothing but positive energy. But I'm just gonna sip this thing because I gotta go pick up the kids still. So I just want to give you guys the flavor overview. Very similar to the other two. Really sweet. I'll probably give it a nice little, like 7 or 8 out of 10, something like that. Very sweet, unique and different though. I've liked all three of them. Probably my favorite of the three. I'll probably go this one, then this one. This one, kind of the order of the reviews, to be honest. They just kept getting slightly better. I do enjoy it though. It's got a nice little sweet strawberry with a hint of vanilla aftertaste, but all in all, they nailed it. And that is a thick scoop too. So maybe if I had a full thing of water, it would be even better. But all right, let's get into the label breakdown and then effects. GYMDAD Fitness, now time to get into the label breakdown and effects of the Mindbender 7.0. And before we get started off, I'm going to pop up on the screen real quick. There is so many damn Mindbenders on this website, and they actually have a whole PDF copy that kind of show you the breakdown of each Mindbender and what it contains and doesn't contain. And pretty much it allows you to choose from if you want creatine, you don't want creatine, and then what kind of stimulants you want in the mix. So it's kind of cool. It gives you like a little menu, a little product menu to see what you're shooting for. But as soon as I looked, he sent me that, the owner of Masscast sent me that little screen, and I was looking through, I was curious what the differences were, and my eyes went straight to the 2-amino. So this one is the one that has, before we get into the label breakdown, 200 milligrams of 2-amino in this one. So label breakdown, 1 scoop, 23.5 grams. Like we said, this one comes in a little hefty. I want to say it was like 3 or 4 grams over the scoopage, but you have to also take into account, so it's 3 or 4 over. But this is a performance matrix. So 3 or 4 over on this isn't as big deal. It's like a few grams over on a stimulant, like crack purple or something like that. Something that's just like pretty much straight stims. And so like I don't freak out too much about like, you know, someone's scooper being slightly off, because I feel like there's been a little variations on the grammage on a few of their products. But for, you know, what this is and this pump matrix that it contains, I'm completely fine with it being a couple over. It's no big deal to me. I don't think anyone should really fret too much, even if you're an intro stim junkie user. I think you'll still be fine at a level scoop. Citrulline malate 2-to-1. That's 900 milligrams. So still getting a very nice dosage of citrulline, even though that's bonded with the malic acid there. And then glycerol powder 2.5. I mentioned I really enjoy glycerol powder. I know they have shots, and 2.5 is nothing compared to those shots, but for the powder format, that's a shit ton. And for some reason, this glycerol thing is sometimes it's less is more. I feel like I almost get more of a, you know, you get more of a vascular pump with some of these powdered ones versus the shots. The shots just make you feel like you're just blowing up, like someone injected you with a bunch of water, and which is, it's kind of fun sometimes. Sometimes we like that more of like the veiny pump action, and I love it at 2.5. I'm cool with this. I actually kind of prefer the glycerol powders over the pump, the shots. I think it's almost like overkill, and it almost is just a little too much of the fullness. And then agmatine sulfate, another pump animal there, 500 milligrams. So there's your pump matrix. And then we move into the focus. We got Araya at 200 milligrams. This is a solid dosage of Araya. I know we see that sometimes. I know some of the Paul Nutrition pre's we've seen in the past have had up to like 400 or 500 or some shit like that. But 200 can get the job done if it's a good source. And then 2-amino DMHA at 200 milligrams. That's that good stuff. That's the stuff that should make you feel pretty damn happy. We'll see if it's the good source, or if it's, you know, a source that just goes flat. And then we have the gains matrix. This is 500 milligrams of Crypture creatine. And I know a lot of people are like, oh my God, creatine in pre-workouts. It's like, suck it up. Everyone's like, oh, it's going to hurt my tummy, all that creatine. You only need 5 grams a day and I already take creatine. It's like, well, the research is popping up all the time on the correct dosage. And I've seen anywhere from people saying take 5 grams only, take 5 grams pre and post. So what's the harm in getting more? If your little tummies are gonna hurt, then eat more. So it, you know, it doesn't. If you're taking this thing fasted or some shit like that, I could see it making you a little bloated, a little irritation. But I got nothing with it. No irritation whatsoever. And this is the pure creatine, the Crypture. This is a really good source creatine. So I love it. I'd rather have it in there than not have it in there at all. But it's not gonna make me buy the product just because it's in there. And then I think there is some other versions that don't have it, but I think the one with 2-amino, I think you have to go ahead and get the creatine in there to have it. So freaking deal with it if that bothers you. And then 3.2 beta alanine. It's going to get you the itchy tingles. We'll see if we'll see if those really come in. I know some sources do, some don't. And then 375 milligrams of caffeine anhydrous. This is kind of right in between. I like my sweet spot between 350 and 400, and hits at 375. Perfect. Love it. Only source of caffeine there, and that wraps it up. So that there's the label breakdown. Love the simplicity and dosages of this label. They're giving you everything that works, and they're giving it to you at mass doses. Freaking love that. Just like, let's not throw the kitchen sink at it, have microdosed ingredients. Let's just get advantageous doses of all the stuff that really works. And then effects. So I've written this one 2 times. First time I did a level scoop, which is a couple grams over. I'm like, okay, I don't need to do a round of this time. I'm going to roll with it. It was a very, very smooth experience. Energy kicked in pretty quick, within like 15 to 20 minutes, and then it kept building and building. I'll say still peaked around the 30 to 40 minute mark. Beta alanine was pretty damn solid. I felt a little tingle action going on, definitely. Like the 3.2 is a good source. And I think it did have the 2-amino. It was very happy, very buzzing. It was a midweek back day, and it had just enough get up. Could tell it definitely had more than its brother Speed Force. And it was a little more energetic, just how you'd expect with the increased caffeine. But the 2-amino still felt like the same exact source, so still happy as hell. It was just a notch up from on the intensity board. And overall, it was a very solid experience, like nothing wrong with it whatsoever. But then like after the workout, I was kind of thinking to myself, okay, I feel like with all 3 of their products, they've all been very good experiences, good solid like B+ experiences. Judgment Day was a really good one, had a slight bit more slap, and this one was it was on the other end. It was less caffeine effects, more just straight clean euphoric energy. And then this one upped the ante and kind of fell in between the two with more caffeine, more raw energy, no alpha yo, so the slap's not there, but then it also had that 2-amino buzzing. So they kind of all like hit nice solid line drives in different directions, is how to best explain this one. But not one of them really went out of the park. Like we don't have like our top shelf ace hitter, our buzzing your head off, slappy silly, like a trying to think of a good comparison. No, like legit, no Dexter explosion, like nothing like that class. But that's nothing wrong with that. It's all very solid, very mid, upper mid shelf pre-workouts here with amazing logo designs as well, if I might add. And so the next time I ran this thing, I went ahead and rounded the scoop out. Got a pretty fat rounded. And like I said, it's a loaded pump ingredient. So I know you're going way over the dosage, but you have to take into account a large percentage of that is performance matrix pump. It's not all stim. And when I did it, that rounded scoop, oh man, it made this a top shelf hitter. And I'm not just saying this just because some pre's aren't like this. Some of you round it out and it doesn't really do much. Like Helios Limited, I rounded the heck out of that thing and still got nothing. And when I rounded this one, oh boy, it was I call it the bring your own juice time period. I trained at noon. If pre-workout for me hits midday is that time period where you got the old folks at the gym, the energies. You got to bring your own juice, is what I say, because you got the energy is just not there. It's not, you don't have the hustle and bustle. 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and then you don't have the early morning go-getters energy to thrive off of. And so if a pre hits at noon for me, it's a hitter. And this thing had legs. It had energy for days. When I rounded it out, it came in quick. It came in, the beta alanines were tingling the heck out of me. And then it just kept escalating. And it was it was a dancer. It was a happy vibes, like good time pre-workout, like just destroyed the chest day. I usually like to do like an alpha yo hitter on chest day, but this one had enough get up even without the alpha yo, and it definitely slapped a decent amount at that rounded scoop. And it was a buzzing, dancing, happy vibes, like just absolutely amazing pre-workout experience at that rounded scoop. So if you can bear with me and do that rounded scoop and go a lot of grams over, I know some people are going to complain. It's like, oh, but there's only 20 servings, and if you round it, you're going that far over. It's like, who the hell? Most people that are buying this pre are not in the pre-workout of the month club, buying one pre and hoping they can get 20 days out of it. So you might as well take the pre at the efficacious, the dosages that affect the best for you. And if you're coming off a stim break, or like you're an intro to beginner, a flat level will be just fine, going a few grams over. But if you're like a mid to advanced, you can definitely go ahead and round this one and be just fine. It's as a performance pre, and this is a performance brand. This is a powerlifting brand. This brand is designed for weightlifters, not people looking to just get buzzed. I was thinking to myself, maybe the only thing I'd recommend to like the mass casts, or I know they collaborate with other companies to make these pre's, is that this one was extremely happy vibes, good times pre at a rounded scoop. Kind of reminded me, if I had to give it a comparison, at a rounded scoop, I was getting vibes very similar to this one right here. And with the ingredients that it shows, more pumps, I don't know, man, it's tough. Like if you were around this one, it's a tough ask to knock out a big dog like that. But it was creeping up there. And I'm trying to think if there's any other good vibes pre's. Yeah, this one we did recently, another one to compare it to, had a rounded scoop, just very happy, very euphoric, and extreme pumps on this one, absolutely savage. Overall scoring this thing, I'm going to score it at a slight rounded. I'll kind of go in between the two experiences. Euphoria, 10 out of 10. It was freaking good. I'll give it not like the max. It's all relative to your experience and when you train and what you train and what you took the day before and stuff like that. But almost full green bars. Pumps, we'll get into the red. That thing is going all the way to the max. Raw energy, 9 out of 10. Tunnel vision focus, 8 out of 10. There's no alpha yo in this one, so you don't get that like zoned in. There's no like, there's a slight bubble, but it's more of just a dancing vibe, not really like a bubble vibe with this one. There's no like new pep, there's no AA in it, so you're not having that like illicit like bubble like feel. It's just a happy vibes pre with a good clean feel. No come down at all, no crash. It is as clean as can be. Like the cleanliness of this pre is insane. Like it's like I've mentioned again, it's a weightlifter's pre-workout. It's a powerlifter's pre that's not going to get you so heart pounded on the chest you feel like death. And I absolutely love this one. It scores really well. The flavors, this was the best of the 3 flavors for sure. And I am looking forward to, I got one more to run from this brand. I got the Mindfucked with Donald Trump on there, and it's supposed to be Zuckerberg, maybe, because the other one's called Mind Zucked or something like that. So I'm wondering if that's what that's supposed to be with the alien there. with him being, you know, people saying he's out of this world with his abilities. But anyway, so all in all, awesome pre-workout. Love this experience. Scored really, really well. Check out this brand. This is one of those ones you don't mind. Like, it's so freaking awesome looking too, to add to the collection. And each pre-workout so far, I was a little worried they're going to be like some repetitive experiences, but they've all slightly varied in their own little ways a bit. Only thing the mass cast I would like to see, and maybe they don't want to do this because they're a performance product, but maybe if they came out with like a straight slapper, like a Coco Labs Doomsday, you know, legit V2 a Maniaco, a straight slapper with a good amount of euphoria as well, that would complete this like arsenal. But so far they've hit this really wide variety of like B+ to A- pre-workouts, and this one's on the cusp of an A, where if you're gonna go ahead and mass heap and scoop that thing. But all in all, I'd still give this thing a B+ to A- kind of age range or score range. But still, I freaking love it, and this is one of those ones I'm definitely coming back to. GYMDAD Fitness, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the Donald Trump versus Alien Mindfuck review. We'll see if this one hits. We got 2.5 alpha yo, so I'm excited. But we'll talk to you in the next one.